All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the broadcast. Of course, we're going to be kicking things off here with a nice little best of one. It is going to be Csgo versus Tricked, and well, it's going to be a jam-packed game. It is only a single map, and that's the premise of these best of ones. They can be so unpredictable. We are going to just, of course, get ourselves into game very, very soon. Currently, we have quite a lot of players on the server getting ready. But of course, we have to talk about this game. The fact that Tricked just recently coming off of the back of the V4 victory, where they look so solid. Bubsky, of course, claiming that MVP, and obviously Hunden finally guiding his team to a success on a massive scale LAN. Put them now 18th into the world as well, so they have quite a lot to step up to the plate for. They've got a lot in the pipeline coming, I assume. But their new addition of Roje, who has looked like such a solid addition, is now beginning to really fit into this team. They've looked even better than when they did with Borup, and of course they've proven that. I think as well with the fact that they have the fact that they have Bubsky and Borup that used to be in this squad, I think it really just puts not a bad tone on the team, but makes it a little worse because they can't release their full fragging power. They can't have Bubsky and Borup all firing on all cylinders at 100% of the time because the roles do clash. And obviously Bubsky and Borup, they're both of these star player roles. Bubsky, of course, having to play not a little bit of a role that he doesn't like to play when Borup was in the side, but obviously had to play to suit the team. And as you do in a 5-man squad, maybe that wasn't working out for Bubsky. He's now been unleashed when he's been able to play in this sort of capacity of being allowed to play this so open role. So just the core premise of him being able to now play the role that he wants to play really gives them a very, very free way of being able to play. So that should now be allowing Bubsky to unleash, and of course we saw that. Csgo, on the other hand, a squad that we saw on Games Clash Masters recently. I had the pleasure of casting them myself. They played against Illuminar and Big in a best of 1 and then a best of 3 as the elimination game, and they felt quite hard in the game against Big. They, of course, lost the best of 3 in a 2-0 fashion. We'll come to that in a second, but they had a best of 1 against Illuminar on Inferno, and it was actually a very exciting map, of course. Polish Derby, two teams coming together as these big dog titans of the Games Clash Masters. Illuminar, of course, then going on to win the entire event themselves, but then it gave them the opportunity to see what Csgo actually had to deliver. And with this new roster, of course, we know they've gone through extensive trials. They even had Pasha Biceps in there with a trial that apparently fell through like 16 hours before the contract was meant to be signed or something. So this team has a massive potential, but it seems like we are going into live. So, of course, as we dip straight into the game itself, of course, we will get that knife round underway, get the game already started, and well, of course, as we do get into knife, it is going to be Csgo looking to take this one, but of course, knife round doesn't particularly matter too much. It is all about how you play in the game itself, and, well, we all know how good Tricked are. We all know how good this squad can be. And, of course, is very, very dependent on a good beginning. And that is what they'll be looking for. That is what they'll be looking to kickstart this game with. Kickstart this entire best of 1. Looking like we do have a little bit of attack or a tech pause in our hands. But as we get very quickly into the game, of course, just a single BO1. That is all we're going to be broadcasting for today. However, let's get right into it. Pistol round. Csgo going to be starting on what is the CT side. Of course, to be expected. Of course, They would want the best beginning, and well, Trick gonna execute out toward this A site. Mirage, a map that we've seen Tricked on countless number of times, especially most recently in the B4 Festival. Fairly certain that we had a map on the final against Virtus Pro, which, as far as I'm aware, we definitely did see. Well, Furlan this time, beautiful first shot as he opens up onto Bubsky. MHL, perfect. And right now, the retake looking mightily possible for Ago. Sydney pushing in toward that default position. Just realized X-Ray isn't on either. We'll get that whacked on for you as well. There we go. Shush. Last man alive. And what a retake out of Ago themselves, putting already a first round on the board. But more importantly, they just bagged themselves a 5-man retake on that A bomb site, which, in all fairness, is a scenario that we very rarely see, just for the fact that when you do push onto that A site with the plant, you most likely stack a couple of players in towards CT spawn to then hold the flanks. But Trick didn't really do that. They pushed into the flank with Bubsky, which again got caught out very quickly through jungle, and they didn't really play all that too safe of an afterplant. So, there we go. Gonna be already falling in the first round, and XCOM Ago looking to prove how good they are against the top flight teams. Of course, Tricked being ranked 18th in the world. And that's going to be, again, not a scary premise for XCOM Ago to be going up against, because just on LAN recently, that's a bit of a rough start. Akko just getting knifed in the back. But as I was saying, just very recently, on Games Clash Masters, they were able to take Illuminatus 13 rounds, able to take big to triple overtime. Unfortunately, losing out on both of the maps, and well, great damage with the scout so far. MHL, we know he can unleash the beast inside. And Furlan, he does trade back the third onto Hunden. Very simple round for Ago, and it should have been, theoretically. This is, of course, an eco round for the side of Tricked. Nice little nade to again inflict further damage. Boost up towards short. Give Bubsky the chance to get that Deagle into action. And, well, of course he does. A lot of damage inflicted. And I doubt they'll be surviving for any longer. The gun not being able to be retrieved either. And a simple tap out of Le Mans, leaving Akko all alone. Second round for Ago. Very, very simple. And CT side off to a beautiful beginning. But of course, this is where things all start to change. Tricked onto their full buy. Tricked onto the investment. And we know how good they looked. We know how solid some of their past Mirage games have been as well. 68% across 19 maps. That is a hell of a lot of maps played. One of which they beat Virtus Pro, one of which they lost. But look at the aggression. Le Mans able to take down Bubsky early into this first first gun round. And with already Shush being dropped down to 51, this is a bit of a rough start. XCOM Ago themselves finding a lot of ease on this CT side, as to be expected. The fact that a CT side on Mirage is definitely got the upper hand advantage. In the case of Trick, though, it is actually an entirely different story. The fact that Tricked have a 52% T-side win ratio compared to their CT side just shows that these guys actually should be bagging quite a lot of rounds here in this first half. But of course, that is, statistically speaking, statistics, well, sometimes they can tell a lie. And I think, especially against a growing squad, much like the XCOM Ago guys, that's where things can really start to get out of hand. And Grubby, what a beautiful double, makes it into a 3-on-1. MHL as he closes down Shush. It's all left to Akko, out on the back of the A bomb site, but what can he particularly do? Does tag onto MHL, but as he already is spotted, beautiful swing, and again putting that scout to good work. Gets himself the free AUG as well. AWP. There is no need for him to be upgrading right now. So again, keeps a hell of a lot of money in the bank. You can see that Tricked, well, they are now down onto a little bit of a half buy. Pistols and Kevlar. Shush to buy into the only Kevlar across the server for the T side, and you can see that Roje, Hund, and Akor all yet to put a frag on the board. Csgo have been limiting every aspect thus far of this game. And theoretically should be putting that CT side at a 5-0 beginning, unless, of course, that gun round can start to get pesky. But Trick so far in that first gun round didn't really give us all too much, which, oh, beautiful spam from Furlan. Well, that's just what you love to see. And already looking like a beautiful beginning. Sydney, as he is able to take down a further frag. The best thing for Csgo right now is they're keeping their entire sort of 5 men alive during eco rounds. Well, I do get a little bit of a jinx on to that one, unfortunately. Shush is able to take down the man. I'm sorry about that, Caster's Curse. We all know how entirely real that one is. But Groovy, beautiful finish to be expected. 4-0. And well, so far, as we do keep Csgo at a very stacked part of the game, because right now they can really start to propel themselves, or it goes a little wrong. Their money's starting to grow, but as a CT side, we all know how quickly that can fall. We all know how lenient a T side gets when it comes down to economy. Akor, of course, being able to afford the AWP with the round loss bonus, and the Kevlar, the grenades as well. Beautiful nade over onto Hunden, though. Speaking of utility, great usage out of the CT side, and Roje down to 71 as well. The thing with these best of ones is they're so pesky for teams that realistically in a best of 3 probably wouldn't stand a chance, but as a BO1 they are the massive underdog. And well, look at that Furlan. Oh my, beautiful shots to come out of him, giving Tricked a massive potential to be going down at a 5-0 scoreline. Wow, MHL and the rest of his side starting out beautifully. Furlan just able to exploit Roje inside of mid, and what is this that we're seeing? Tricked just giving Csgo so much room, so much free space across this map. Le Mans posted very, very deep into that A-bomb site. I think that's a double stack as well, but not that it really matters, as MHL and Sydney chiming in to finish 5-0. And what a start so far out of Csgo. This CT side is off to a blinder. And well, thus far, going to be giving Tricked again a little bit of a half buy. Now, of course, that they've got that plenty of money in the bank, they are just able to then rebuy into some partial weapons. But Hunden, as he gets caught on the back of the smoke, that's one of the MAC-10s taken out of the round. This is looking mightily good for XCOM right now, and I'm so surprised considering the recent results that Tricked have. And yes, of course, there might be a little bit of fatigue, but this would be a potential turnaround. That nade not going to reach Akor as far as I can tell. A little bit of damage onto Roje and some further spam that won't do anything. Shush able to upgrade his weapon as well. And hey, Lucas dropping that sub. We had a lot of subs at one point as well. We had like 8 or 10 subs or something. Beautiful double peek, and again, Sydney's there to clean house. Where's my icon? I see it. I see it in chat. I see it, don't worry. Right, this is a really interesting point in the game now. I was not expecting Csgo to start as well as they did. But this is like out of the realms in a game like this. But again, Trick, they've just recently come back off V4. I assume they've only just traveled very recently. Might be a couple of aspects out of game, but again, it's no excuse. It is no excuse for the side of for Trick to be playing in this sort of manner, because Csgo won't be letting them off lightly. They'll be sort of taking every opportunity they can, because this newly formed side, this team that they've developed from doing trials and even denying such a massive media icon like Pasha Biceps, whether it was a contract fail after 16 hours before it was meant to be signed, or whatever the reason was, this side is actually very talented, and I believe that Pasha might have been a little bit of a hindrance, with no disrespect to the man himself. I think they have to let these younger talents develop in the way that they're sort of bossing the CT side. It's beautiful. MHL is fully wise of that flank already coming in, and Hunden last man. What can he really do? The grenade to do a mediocre bit of damage, but his head already spotted. Simple shutdown, and what a perfect beginning for the side of Csgo. This is crazy. And again, we can't compare the online performance of Trick to their offline appearances, but my gosh, what a difference. What a difference. And of course, considering that we're at quite a vital part in the game, something else that is vital. That was a really bad transition. Either way, make sure to go and check out the Vortex Twitter, at Vortex Entertainment CSGO. We have a giveaway coming up very, very shortly for you guys, which you can get involved in. Our Twitter handle is in the title of the stream, at Vortex ENTMT CSGO. Still 7-0. Shush already dead. This is getting out of hand, seriously. The fact that the Csgo were in this position. Furlan's head spotted, but again with a scout, what damage can you really do? Had to hit the headshot, unfortunately didn't. MHL. As he's now holding from this window position. Could actually be in ladder room. No, he's definitely in window. Yeah, there we go. Oh, Groovy. Oh boy, look at the way that Leman is set up on the bomb site right now. He might just be walking into a little bit of a ruse. Well, not that it really matters. Good trade out at least. But again, as they hold that connect across, Aqua to miss the shot. No, it's falling apart again. Bubsky at least to land a trade, but as Roger spots out the second, he still can't line up the spam. Sydney takes him down, and wow. What are we witnessing right now? Csgo. I'm in shock. Truly, truly in shock. The fact that this team is bossing so hard on a CT side. And of course, it is the CT side. We can't take away the fact that right now Csgo do have the easier time in this game. They do have the better sort of run of the mill. But we really can't take away the fact that this team is so far out in this first half already. Well, seeming like a little bit of a B-split from the side of Tricked. Starting to get to the point now where the Danes really need to replenish their round score. Of course, a full buy to be coming into round number 10, but Sydney getting himself into that boosted spot, especially against an eco. This position will work wonders. Oh, and as Groovy able to outsmart Hunden from inside of ladder room, that gives them again a free frag. And that's all XCOM have been getting to open up this first half. It's just free kills left, right, and center, and the T side can't really do anything to fall back off it. And whilst the T's will rotate through to connect and maybe try and hit that A bomb site, just look at the read they've got right now. Groovy should be dead, and rightly so. Very overextended in that sort of position, but they still have Leman and MHL toward ramp, which I doubt they're really aware of. Although, definitely seems like it, but not for long. Beautiful refrags, and Roger himself will try and peek out toward ramp. Great second kill. At least now that bomb can be planted, but Molotov, right place, right time. Bomb doesn't go down. And Akor himself, all on his own. Cannot squander a rifle, and well, cannot squander the round. 9-0. What a stomp right now, exactly. And considering that we are a couple of weeks into MDL at the moment, currently Csgo, they've only played one game, but it's one game that they've already won this time. That, of course, was against, I believe, Yapalena, but it was quite a dominant result as far as I can remember on Mirage again. Considering, I think it was like a 16-5, 16-6, something like that. Look at Furlan right now. How is he allowed to get this aggressive? MHL finds the second, and even with damage done, they can't return the kills. This is insane. The entire build-up, the entire pre-game of this stream could be longer than the entire map itself with the current trajectory of this game. Which is insane. And so, with a minute left on the clock, it's already down to that 5-on-3. Flash over the top maybe allows Akor a little bit of room, but his connector falls. That's all the depth in the round gone. Molly and a flash to help them out. London fully blind, as expected, and Akor already dead. It's not even the fact that Csgo are doing anything extensive. Hunden's on 0 and 10. Akor's on 0 and 10. Like, this performance is insane. Csgo, they're not even doing anything crazy. They're not overextending all the time. Yes, they've gone for a couple of palace pushes and been able to get aggressive, but it's not the whole team. These guys are playing with confidence, but not cockiness, and that is exactly how you play. When you've got a side that's so down in the dirt to begin with a game, you just keep up the similar pace and you have the entire game in your hands. Lamont. That T-side once more are down onto an eco. Going to be holding that close corner. Spam with the M4. Flash is good. Oh my god. The lineup is insane. Hunden will finally get a frag. But not that it makes any difference. 11-0. My mind is blown. Seriously. What a crazy game. The fact that we've seen no tactical pauses either or anything of the sorts. Yeah. This is out of hand, and well, Csgo was again tricked. Will try and rush down toward this A bomb site, finally to land a couple of kills, but look at Groovy, the patience in the Molotov. At least to be traded back, but MHL, what an angle you shall hold. A massive gap in the smoke. Whoever threw that needs to recheck with the positioning of it, because it doesn't even line up properly, and while Sydney takes down one more, it's all left onto Akor. He's finally got a couple of kills, but not that he'll survive for long. There we go, 12. The storyline continues. Getting mightily close to the end of the first half, and with such a dominant performance out of Csgo, I really doubt that Tricked will be able to come back, even if they were to get, I'd say, even 1 or 2 rounds. And so, oh, MHL, that shot probably shouldn't have registered, but definitely did. The flash is good, though, and Hunden at least able to land a trade. Not that he survives for long. MHL takes down a second. Sydney with the third, and well, whatever Tricked try and do, Csgo were just wise to it. That's like one of the first times they've gone to B in this entire first half, and they can't even break through. They can't even get onto a site successfully. I know Csgo are turning out to be a really good side, but this is another level. And it is only a best of 1. You can't add a lot of weight to this game. But they've already proven this once in a BO1 against Yapoleno, and considering the Swedes are fairly standard as well, they should be getting way more rounds against that team. But clearly, Csgo are just doing something that worked, and I think a lot of teams will start to do the method of what Csgo did, where they go through a trial process. Almost inspired, I assume, by Navi Jr., who are actually going to have their first tournament run very soon. But they've got Gospodarov in sort of headlining that squad. And I think many teams are starting to realize that to find quality players, you can't just sign people anymore. There's got to be a want and a desire to actually play for a team. You've got to be hungry for it. The fact that Sydney's not died yet is insane. Last round of the first half, and he is yet to die. But to return to the point, the fact that XCOM, of course, made a trial like this, they found their hungry players, rather than just going to, I don't know, a team like Youngsters or, you know, one of these Polish mixes, like 1, 2, 3 or whatever they're called, the Polish team that qualified to ECS, and, you know, picking up a couple of players. They've actually signed a squad that wants to play for this brand and wants to represent and are willing to go through that trialing process. And you can see the hunger with these guys. They don't stop. Last man of Hunden, and well, XCOM Csgo, they'll be closing it down 15-0. God status in IGL, but I doubt it's God status in this game at all. And as that smoke dissipates, Hunden to be spotted. What a shutdown. What a game. I would not be surprised if this ends with a 16-0. Insane, some of these couple of results. And of course, if you are new to the broadcast and are enjoying it, then, you know, please stick around. Go and show us a little love, and slap that follow button would mean a lot to us as we grow here on the Vortex channel. And while we're just in a little bit of a break, I'll you know, come on cam. What a game. I'm shocked. This is crazy. The fact that Tricked have sort of fell this hard after their V4 performance is kind of nutty. But fair enough. I respect it from the side of XCOM Csgo, and it's insane. But let's wrap up this one. Let's get back to game. And let's see what we can do. It is going to be, of course, 15-0. I'm mind blown. The pregame, the before the stream, like commercials and game and like sat on the waiting screen was longer than this. Dude, right? Csgo, I hope I say your name right. It definitely does remind me of how Vitality played in MDL. I remember a game, I think it was against Uruguay, before they sort of went to Gamer Legion and their separate ways. But it was on Mirage, and I'm pretty sure it was like 16-3, right, for Uruguay with Vitality. And like you say, it reminds me exactly of how that squad used to play. And this round does it. This round seals the deal for XCOM Csgo. Yeah, dude, seriously, Sydney has not died yet. He is still living. Currently on 14-0. Hasn't got a kill in the past couple of rounds, but I'm pretty sure at this point, protecting your non-death counter is better than getting kills at this point. And so, 50 seconds on the clock. XCOM Csgo looking to wrap up this best of one with a pistol round here on the A bomb site. Smokes to be thrown. Sydney going to be throwing that one over toward connector jungle. Block off the early angles. Roje trying to get the first couple of kills. At least able to find one. Akor with a good response. And finally, it seems like Tricked will get around. And Sydney will have unfortunately die. It is 15-1 though. And well, they at least get around to make sure that they don't face ultimate embarrassment. But XCOM Csgo, as we saw during the Games Clash Masters, if you did watch that LAN, of course, all the commentary provided by myself and my co-caster, XCOM Csgo were very respectful to the ecos. They didn't force rounds. Very rarely saw this side force buy into a round after pistol. What is that nade? Trick, they look lost at the moment. They can't even throw nades properly. But as Csgo will stack up into the back of B apartments, there is only a solo player toward the B bomb site right now. There's a scary world where XCOM Csgo can actually get a bomb plant out of this. Putting themselves at what would be a lot of money to buy into the next round. And still, Flash over the top. Bubsky, of course, wasted all of his offensive grenades trying to hold down a rush that was never coming, but at least the UMP is there to provide the kills. Might even be able to wrap up an ace, and of course he does. Eco frags for days. 15-2. Tricked getting a couple of rounds back on the board, but every time they respawn, every time they win a round, they will hear that match point noise in their ears. And Tricked, whilst they can make a little bit of a rise in this game, a single mistake will just kick them out of the game entirely. So, there is that. Shush, going to be aggressing down to ramp. Oh dear, oh dear. Roj, thankfully, is able to trade back the kills. Molotov down toward ramp. Furlan, good trade though. Will they expect Akor? No, they won't. At least able to refine a return. Leman pushes in toward the connector position though. And yeah, Bubsky, rightly so, should get that kill. Down into the 3-on-2. Grubby and Sydney, last two players. Roj, I was going to say, surely spots a little bit of the head there. Gets himself... Oh my god, no. Okay, thankfully Akor has quick reactions. Sydney. Back of the B apartments. Bomb now dropped. Last man of Grubby down into T-spawn. 27 points of health across the final man. 45 seconds. Should not be winning this round. Bomb is already out of hand. And Grubby might just go for the save here, but at least it allows Tricked to get maybe 4 rounds on the board at a push. And that is exactly the case. 15-3. Little bit of an eco to be taken out of the side of XCOM Ago, going for a semi-buy, but still keeping plenty of money in the bank. And again, even getting a couple of kills in an eco round like this would really harm Tricked. Just for the premise that Bubsky, Akor, Hunden, all not good in terms of economy. But what is seeming like a very simple round from the side of Tricked, at least able to get some ecos on the board. Hang on a second. Shush has been allowed... Or has allowed Sydney to walk right out of ramp. Yeah, there we go. 15-4. XCOM Ago now back onto the rebuy. MHL going to be getting his AWP out. That is when you know that they mean business. And again, weird how leniently these tactical pauses are not used in MDL. A lot of teams, a lot of IGLs definitely call pauses in this sort of scenario. But either way. Ooh, Bubsky. Yeah, free kill, beautiful push. Not getting too aggressive, just making sure that he has the right peak. And Tricked finally seeming to wake up a little bit. Finally getting some form of good rounds on the board. Looking like round number 5 will not be out of their hands. Down to a 5-on-3, and the rest going to stack up toward what is the A-bomb site push. Akor. Oh, Krieg. Lovely shot. Shush as well. Able to land the trades. Getting himself 2. Grubby does find a refrag, but again, Tricked. Starting to mount up a couple of rounds. 15-5, and XCOM Ago again as they go into a rebuy of the pistols and Kevlar. It is a little bit of a sort of similar comeback or sort of start as what we saw for Tricked. A buy, lose, eco sort of scenario. But so far, looking solid. Also, for anyone in chat that sort of hasn't dropped as a follow as of yet, we're only sort of 120 away from hitting 12,000, so if you guys want to show a little bit of love, we'll be casting a lot more of MDL and a lot more of everything else. Thanks to big announcements that we've got coming in next couple of even hours if you go over to our Twitter and drop us a follow. Although this time, Hunden able to use the angle on top of Balk to give him a little bit of an advantage, although they have claimed themselves an AK, and MHL is able to find a frag with it. Surely allowed to drop themselves a little bit of a bomb plant here at this point, as well as the man inside of the smoke should be able to put the bomb down, at least guarantee a little bit more cash. And that's a smart move. Going to be boosting Sydney into Ninja with the AK in hand as well. As soon as that smoke dissipates, Roger, unfortunately, is probably dead, but there is a scary point of a lineup, perhaps. And as Shush is heard on the back of the bomb site, they have to trade the kills. It's down to a one-on-one. But fortunately, Akor able to find a reply. A hell of a lot of damage done in the eco round, though, considering that they've just bought into a couple of pistols here and there. The fact that they sort of kill off that many players, I mean, the money again is growing for the side of Tricked, but... Hey, Lingon, buddy. But dude, seriously, yeah, they almost had it. Seriously, almost managed to clutch that one down, and well, back onto a rebuy. T-side, again, just needing that one round to tie up this entire game to crown them victors, to go 2-0 in MDL. Probably in the first couple of weeks is where the majority of these losses happen for stable teams, or for unstable teams, sorry. Oh, Bubsky again, though. Being able to utilize that apartment's peak with the AWP. He's done that twice now. A hell of a lot of flashes over the top, but no real action, and MHL, as smoke goes down. Oh, Sydney spotted inside of middle as well. Molly over the top of back boxes, no one to be revealed, but a good refrag by Grubby at least. Allowing them to find one entry, but it's not enough just yet. Need that window of opportunity to take. 55 seconds on the clock and a rotate from Akor towards CT. That A bomb site is looking weak. If XCOM would have been a little bit quicker in maybe executing, that could have been the entire scenario for them. They've still got plenty of time at hand as well, which is why they're not rushing at this point. 35 seconds on the clock, and as they allow Groovy to safely get down without making any sort of noise. This is where, oh, the timing just comes into effect. Man, good damage done, but unfortunately not able to change it. Shush inside of Palace. Oh my gosh. Is this actually a reality? Well, thankfully damage is done, but down to a 3-on-2. And thankfully is MHL able to actually put a bomb plant down. Akor being a little bit scared to face the peak there, but 15-7. I thought that could have been the scenario again. Thankfully, with the bomb plant, XCOM still able to go for a rebuy. And finally, what seems like the entire first pause in this game, since a technical pause at the start of the round, or start of the map, we finally see a pause, and it will be for the side of Ago. Tricked in that entire first half of losing 15-0, did not make a single pause. And well, here we go. XCOM Ago into round number 26. Maybe getting themselves the mid-presence established so far. With the double AWP that Trick has been working with, you can't really afford to peek Bubsky on B-Van. He's just playing a better game at the moment, unfortunately. Hence why Ago will be avoiding that sort of a position at least early into the round itself. Still a minute and around 10 seconds left on the clock. Bubsky Wow. The aggression that he's just pulled off there. Furlan's been spotted as well, and yeah, Hunden trying to complete the spam. Actually doesn't land the kill, unfortunately. But as Bubsky then rotates, yeah, you can't allow that man a lot of room, and he's getting way too much of it at the moment. MHL at least able to return a frag, but into the 4-on-3. 45 seconds. Still time. But there is definitely not a lot of it. We'll say that for sure. Looking like a B-side, A-side commit. The one rotate, the one lurk to come from behind through underpass. And MHL can get into jungle pretty much as safe as he would like at the moment. MHL might actually want to move up a little quicker. Roje burning in the Molotov though, and as Leman finds the first kill, that opens things up massively. Trying to get a plant inside of the smoke, and as they try and commit to the bomb plant, have they got time for this? I don't think they do. They have to find the kill, but unfortunately not able to do so. And again, it just comes close, but not close enough. 15-8. And well, it is all down to this one again. A rebuy from Ago. And going to be giving them the chance to then keep this comeback going. Bubsky and Akor. Bubsky honestly been playing so much better than Akor with that AWP in recent rounds. This time, a rush out onto the A site. Going to give themselves a little bit of leverage. And MHL's, whilst he does return one. Oh my gosh. Grubby and Sydney, as they find themselves two in return, the advantage now starts to fail. A little bit of a gap in the smoke, and Hunden good response, but MHL down and dead. All left onto Gruby, 1-on-2. And Gruby, as he does find the first, now Bubsky. Oh, Bubsky's on the AWP, he's got a USP in hand, and look at the HP that's left. As he tries to go around the back of the bomb site, has to trade into a rifle. Gruby, well, there it is himself, the man to make the clutch, and that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Game to be wrapped up and completed, and well, what a fashion to get that done in. I mean, it wasn't the result that Trick definitely hoped for. I'm glad they made some rounds to at least reinstate a little bit of confidence, though, because I think ending that game 16-0, I think would have killed them off going into the sort of next couple of best of threes that they've got. And thankfully, that wasn't the case. Thankfully, they were able to at least keep themselves steady, a little bit stable in the CT side, but again, CT side is so easy for rounds. That's the one thing we have to realize when Tricked get 8 rounds on a CT side, where their win distribution of 1 rounds is favoring T side. That's when you know the next Comago have had themselves a blinder of a game. And well, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, it is of course going to wrap up this game itself. We have seen a nice little best of 1 for your faces. And with that being said, if you have enjoyed the broadcast, of course, make sure to drop us a follow on our social media and our other platforms. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it is right there, right below me, at Vortex Kieran. And for the Vortex Entertainment Twitter account, it's at Vortex Entertainment CSGO. Entertainment is ENTMT. So, with that being said, you guys have been awesome. If you would like to follow this Twitch channel as well, we'll be live with so much more MDL content from Europe, North America, and the Australia regions, as well as many more broadcasts. And again, we do have a Twitter giveaway coming on our Twitter account very, very soon as well, so go and check that out. We'll be announcing a few lovely little announcements over there, so you don't want to miss it, especially with the giveaway that we've got coming for you very soon. So with that being said, thank you all for watching, and we will see you all next time in our next best of 1, probably maybe tomorrow for the MDL. Forza versus Heretics, you don't want to miss it. We'll catch you all next time. Peace.